Hey, let's have a look at a little bit of news that's come out today that's been going around. And this is, I think, has a bit to do. This is the News Hub version of the story. So I watched the TVNZ news. So we're going to watch this all together at the right time. Ticking robots and massaging the truth. So this is about what happened with Willie Jackson at the actual debate. But also, yeah, some Labour MPs have been told to pull their heads in and get their facts right. So this is off News Hub tonight.
Labour's under fire for a number of its candidates and current MPs spreading misinformation about the other side's policies. And News Hub can reveal Chris Hipkins.
Just remember the difference between mis and disinformation. Mis is accidentally, dis is on purpose. So they're messing up what, like the Willie Jackson example is he said, and I probably shouldn't preempt this, but he said that if National gets in, they're going to lower the minimum wage. And then he went, no. But he said they're going to get rid of the minimum wage. And then he went, they're going to lower the minimum wage. And what he meant was,
that's shit.
What he meant was they're going to stop raises. They'll freeze. That's what he meant to say, but he stuffed it up. So that goes out just like anybody else. He got it wrong. They've corrected it, which is good, but he got it wrong, and you can't be getting these things wrong.
Has given his team a telling off after we showed him examples of their post-truth politics. Here's political editor Jenna Lynch.
Tickled pink, tickling Pepper.
Tickle me.
Pepper the robot's an artificially intelligent
no, thank
humanoid. But it's not artificial intelligence causing problems for Labour, it's artificial facts.
Are you committed to a completely honest and clean campaign?
Yes.
Are you going to tell your candidates to be honest?
Is there a particular issue?
Well, there are a few. Willie Jackson getting carried away at a debate last night.
Under this law and this law, it's all gone.
Claiming National Enact would abolish the minimum wage.
They'll get rid of the minimum wage.
No.
They'll put...
get rid of the minimum wage? He admitted that was wrong. It was a heat of the moment debate, and he said something that wasn't true.
His correction wrong too.
Well, they'll lower the minimum wage. You know, they're so selfish.
Oh, that is rough.
In real terms, if you don't increase the minimum wage, which is the X Party's proposal, then in real terms that is effectively...
Okay, don't, Christopher Hipkins. Don't. In real terms, if you freeze the minimum wage, it will be like lowering it because of inflation. No, just cop the mistake. Say it was wrong. In the heat of the moment, it's fine. It was wrong. What we mean to say is, what we believe is, they won't increase the minimum wage. Don't try and justify it, Hipkins. You look foolish and weak.
A lowering of the minimum wage.
We would not lower it, so that's just misinformation.
I think everybody knows that Willie's a very passionate person.
To clarify,
will you abolish the minimum wage?
No.
Will you lower the minimum wage?
No.
Well, Jackson's not the only one dealing in alternative facts. In a Facebook post, Andrew Little said National Enact would flog off the schools and sack all the teachers.
Will you sack all the teachers?
No.
Sack all the teachers. That's ridiculous. He's lying.
I haven't seen that comment.
So we showed him.
It's just a Facebook post
I haven't seen it. So
it's highlighted there.
Yeah.
Is that acceptable?
Look, I'll go away and have a look at it and have a conversation with them about it. But certainly I think we should make sure that the statements that we're making stack up.
The Labour Party is incredibly desperate and they will say and do anything they can to try and win an election.
And this just plays into the narrative.
Simeon agrees.
But this just plays into the narrative. And this is the thing, yeah? This plays into the narrative. It's like, yep, see, they'll do anything. They'll lie. They'll do all of these sorts of things. So if you're not squeaky clean, you're playing into the narrative of being dirty. If you're not, if you don't get all your information out there, then you're playing into the narrative of not being organized. If you've got, MPs around you jumping ship and doing stuff, you're playing into the narrative of being chaotic, and they can't afford to do it, or else they're going to lose. Now,
don't give Seymour gifts like this.
Yeah, you tee it up, knock it down.
Wait, there's more. On Labour MP Shannon Halbert's Facebook, someone commented National would decrease sick leave to 5 days. Halbert says that's correct. That's not correct.
I'm happy to look at it.
The Greens co-leader needed to go look at his socials too to correct his study history.
Do you have a BA?
No.
Why does your LinkedIn say that you do?
Oh, actually, I haven't looked at my LinkedIn in years. I mean, I'll take a look at it, but ultimately, when I put that stuff on my LinkedIn, I put the dates that I was there, studied towards a BA, but I've always been very open. I've kind of, joked about it quite a lot, that my qualification for this job is that I'm a middle-class white guy with half a degree in world religions.
This afternoon, a note was added saying he did not complete his study.
Kia ora, Jenna. So what's Chris Hipkins going to do about his party's misinformation problem?
Now, some people will look at this and say...
Can I just say, Mike McRoberts, their misinformation problem That feels a little bit like the, collapse in the polls when they went down 2% and National fell 2.5%. Problem, clean up maybe.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth is never a politician's default setting. But this stuff really matters. This is a party that has fought a war on misinformation, and to have candidates spreading mistruths undermines faith in democracy, also undermines trust in the leader. That is one of the indicators.
I don't know about faith in democracy. That's a bit heavy-handed, but certainly faith in the party and the leader. Yeah, that's completely fair, and that's why they've got to get it right. Everyone has to get it right.
That Chris Hipkins has over Chris Luxon. Getting caught up in the heat of a debate like Willie Jackson can probably be forgiven, but that social media stuff, they know that is wrong. Now, I've been told that Chris Hipkins told Andrew Little to take down that post saying that National was going to sack all the teachers, and he has also, following News Hub's questions today, read a riot act to all of his candidates to tell the truth, because there is enough actual policy to debate without spreading mistruths.
Yeah.
All right, there you go, Chewy. Have at it, son.
Well, yeah, some important and fair points there. Going after Shaw for a LinkedIn is pretty rats and mice, though, isn't it? Who looks at their LinkedIn?
So I can tell. Do you want the background to that? The background to that is Karen Plunkett. Karen Plunkett has been working with Ian Wishart on an expose, and they did it today. Apparently, I've been sent a link from someone saying, he did a big long bit about, his big get was Karen in the middle of a message said, now he said this publicly several times that he doesn't have a BA, but on his LinkedIn it says he's got a BA. Trust this, trust that. It's kind of I'd be interested. I might look at my BA because I've studied some courses that I haven't completed, and it's got the years I was at a university. But I don't know whether that means I don't know whether you'd read that as you've got the BA or you're at that university during that time studying the BA. I guess most people would read it as I've got the BA, but it's not really there's no smoking gun here. What do you think? That's why all you young people out there who are about to university, that's why they call a BA a bugger all. When you get to the end of university with a bugger all, because it kind of means nothing. It's not like a BA is going to open doors. Oh my God, the only reason he's in Parliament now is because he's got a BA. It's not really a smoking gun.
Personally, I think the most relatable comment out of there is Shaw going, it's been years since I've looked at LinkedIn. That's very relatable. And I assume since she's on a tear here that Jenna then went on to critique and go through the other guys' social media and claims. That's coming, right? That's the next bit.
Yeah. Well, I don't expect she'll go through any ACT Party ones, but she'll certainly go through National, because as we know, she very rarely, in fact, I think we have one example of her critiquing ACT, but very rarely does anything around ACT.
I would be all for this bit if it was everyone, because it is shit. I think there's enough to hammer National on without making up absolute bullshit. Like, as far as I know, there's no legal way that you can roll back minimum wage or sell schools. Like sure, Willie Jackson getting all a tither at a live debate. Andrew Little's been around for long enough to know that was bullshit. What's he doing?
So this is what I would say if it was the National Party, right? And we're consistent here, no matter what people think. What I would say is they were either ill-informed or they were lying. Neither of those two outcomes are okay. Either they didn't know, which is not okay, especially if you are a member of Parliament who was in government, or they were lying, which is obviously not okay. And it just feeds into the narrative that the opposition wants to set up. It confirms it for everybody.
It's a gift. It's like I said, it's an absolute gift to give that to Seymour and go, so you're going to do this? No, what a fool. It's just, come on, guys. This is a close race. You can't whiff it. You got to bring your A game.